Hi, this is George from The Return of the King. I just want to talk about a dream I had. It was in 2016. I think it was on December 3rd. That's when I had this dream. And in this dream, I was out bow hunting. And I was sitting up on a hill, kind of on a corner, and it was kind of like an old farmhouse ruin. Just the foundation was left. And when I'm sitting there, I see this deer come down, kind of down this little hill, and he comes down into the foundation area. There's kind of an opening there. And so I get my bow out, and I'm ready, and I go and I get ready to shoot. And I'm locked on, and I fire. And then what happens is, all of a sudden the deer turns into one of these practice type deer. These like plastic decoy type deer that are basically designed, they have anatomy internally, and you can take sections out and you can see where your arrow went to make sure that your shot was good and that it went through the vital organs, and that the deer dies quickly. And I remember going down to get my arrow, and I was just like totally like, what in the world is going on here? I know this deer was real. It walked, I saw it come in, I go down there, and now it's one of these plastic practice deer. I'm like, what in the heck is going on? And so then, I remember I was just totally freaking out over the whole thing. Because like, how can that happen? How can this be? And so then the dream transitioned, and what happened was, I started walking into a park. And it was kind of like by the park where I'm at right now. I'm in the local park here, and we've got a walk-through shooting range. And what happened was I was walking along, and there was a picnic table, and it was kind of a big opening, and it was just, it was an area for people to picnic. And these two lions come running on in the distance, and there's two people chasing the lions. They don't worry, they won't hurt you. And I get behind the picnic table, kind of in a defensive position, because I'm like, you know what, these guys, they're going to eat me. And they were kind of, they're looking, they're moving around, and I'm moving around, I'm getting back here, I'm just like, I'm thinking in the dream, I'm thinking, what, these things are demons or something. So then what I did was I spoke in tongues at them, and it was really weird. It was like a trumpet blast coming out of my mouth. And I spoke to the one, he's over here, and he just kind of stopped and looked. And then I spoke to the other one, and he just backed up, and their eyes, they just glared at me. And then I woke up from the dream. And I didn't know what that dream meant for like a really, really long time. And I actually had it all written down, and I kind of just recently went and revisited, and I really figured out what the whole thing was all about. And what the dream really was about was the emotions and everything I felt there were the same emotions I felt that when the Revelation 12 sign didn't come to pass. For those of you who know what the Revelation 12 sign is, we were all watching in 2017. So many things fit together so perfectly that it really seemed and felt like, yeah, this has got to be it. This is the rapture is going to occur here. And then when it didn't occur, we were all pretty shocked, and we're trying to figure out what the heck went wrong. Well, the reason we believed it was real because everything about it was so real. It's a sign from the book of Revelation. You have Jupiter going into the womb. It goes into retrograde. This thing is really a well-designed sign, and everybody who really looked into it in deep detail understands that this is really from God. So that really threw us for a loop. And so what it really came down to was that, and this is from the dream, is that the Revelation 12 sign it's kind of like a rehearsal. It wasn't the real, it was like a practice, a period of time. It was showing something that was going to come in the future, and it was telling us what was coming in the future. And that's why in the dream, everything looks so real. But when I shot, and then it turns into a practice deer, it was foretelling something that was going to come in the future. And then, so when I look at the dream then too, the two lions, or they were lionesses, they were female lions, what that was all about is, I remember in the dream thinking, yeah, these are Satan, and what it was is you're going to be attacked during this period of time. And since I started doing the YouTube channel, and since 2017, I think it's been the roughest 2 or 3 years here in my life, just all the kind of things and the attacks on family members, just it's been a rough road. But through it all, God has really been faithful, and He's held us through it, And if I didn't believe in Jesus and my eternal salvation, and knowing that God is with us, it'd be really, really rough. And that's even the time that we're facing right now. If you're watching everything that's going on in the world, I don't know what I would do if I didn't believe in Jesus, if I didn't believe that the rapture was coming, if I didn't believe that Christ was coming to take us out before all these really tough times come. And things are going to get rough before then. Hopefully, by this fall, we're out of here. I mean, I think that's what's going to happen. I have a hard time believing there's some other explanation of what we're seeing in the heavens, what we're seeing going on in the world. This just absolutely seems like the right time. Now, if we're still here after September, I'm not exactly sure, how to approach this, but God will reveal things that we need to know as time goes on. So, but anyhow, that was what my dream was about, and it was God was really showing me that the Revelation 12 sign was really for the future. It looked like everything about it was real, and that's when the deer came in. It looked real, but it was really telling us about the future. It was really kind of a practice, get ready, because I am coming, and I think it's coming this fall, and I think it's going to be coming on the Feast of Trumpets, because Jesus is the Good Shepherd. He leaves the gate open. He says, whoever, if you have 99 sheep and one goes astray, who doesn't leave the 99 and go and get the one who's gone astray? And so I think that that's what's going on here. And Christ is waiting until the very last moment to come and get us. And that is, he wants, every sheep that belongs to him in the sheepfold. And so when the rapture comes, so he's going to wait to the last minute. And he's going to keep the gate to the sheepfold open to the very last minute. And the very last minute would be the Feast of Trumpets. And that gate is going to close. The rapture is going to occur, and we're out of here. Again, this is speculation. God can do anything he wants to do. But knowing the character and nature of God, Jesus says he's the Good Shepherd. In the Gospel of John, chapter 10, he goes over and over about how he's the Good Shepherd, and not one of his sheep will be lost. And I think that's what we're looking at here. And hope to see you all soon. Amen.